I hope you had an amazing Christmas day. I'm just curious, what was your favorite gift to give and maybe receive? Anybody make special memories? Just curious, let me know in the comments below. I hope you have an amazing day. Let's get into it. Let's talk home prices. Folks, we've got the latest from Case-Shiller. We've got the latest from FHFA. Both of these are monthly home price reports. As always, please remember these reports are 2 months old. So again, it's December 26th, and we are talking about October data. It is important to remember that this October data comes when interest rates were 7% and rising. So again, if we remember the bears, the doomers, they were talking about rates crashing home prices. Well, folks, once again, they are wrong. They do not understand how the system or process or economy works. It creates a transaction crash, not a price crash, and I know that blows their minds, but it is what it is. So what happened? Case-Shiller came out and reported October home prices up 4.8%. That is up from the previous month of 3.9%. Folks, these are year-on-year numbers. Not to be outdone, FHFA also brings out their report on the same day. They too say home prices are up. Home prices are up, according to FHFA, at 6.3%, with last month being 6.2%. Once again, October data, 7% interest rates, transactions down, not prices. We are in a housing recession. Some might call it a depression. But as we've talked about a year ago, that does not mean prices will collapse. We are once again seeing the evidence of that. So again, that is home prices for October. Let's talk about home prices in 2024. There's obviously many things to think about. Of course, I will talk nationally or my buy box. So please understand that your buy box, your area might be different. But in general, I think there are a couple of things driving the market. First and foremost, what we've seen over the last 3 weeks is a collapse in mortgage rates. I have heard without question multiple times that demand is up. Demand is up. We are seeing listings that were dead go pending, and sometimes with multiple offers. Last year, or actually this year, February, remember when rates came down, it was into the spring selling season, and we saw the uptick. It feels like it is starting now, but we will know for sure in January. Once this season is behind us, will interest rates continue to drift lower? Will the Fed talk tough? Will the Fed do what they can to rise interest rates? So the first thing I think anyone, myself included, has to think about 2024 is, where are rates going? If we call today 6.6, I'm rounding for ease. My hope is we stay in the sixes. 6.4, 6.5, 6.6, I am okay with this. Those rates will spark demand, but just a little bit, or what is called marginal demand. It is my fear, and legit fear, that we see rates fall into the 5s, which will take marginal increase in demand up a notch, or even up a couple of notches. And if we stay in the high 5s, we will get a wave of net demand and not supply. We will get some supply, but not congruent with the demand something in the high 5s would create. So on top of that, we also need to think about inflation. Inflation, without question, as I have shared for the last 6 months, as it is reported and calculated, will undoubtedly fall the next several months because of shelter. But that too will end. Should we see a rise in prices? Should rent strengthen? I'm not saying it will. I'm just trying to play this out for you. Could we see housing reignite, housing prices reignite inflation. Something to think about. Again, asset prices, specifically housing, not directly engaged inside CPI calculation, but it is influenced. Then probably the last one to think about from my perspective is unemployment. Unemployment, again, you and I get a sneak peek every Thursday morning at 5:30 Pacific, where we get the weekly unemployment claims. Right now, just between friends, we can call the weekly unemployment claims ranging between 210 and 230 a week. That is not concerning for the Fed. Should we see weekly unemployment claims rise or spike or whatever you want to call it to over 300? Should they get to my bar of 325? I think that catches the Fed's attention. So when I look at 2024, my hope is rates stay in the sixes. My hope is home prices, supply and demand kind of stay where they are. We do about 4.2, 4.3 million. We need to get to the other side. If we see rates collapse and demand pick up, we're going to be in a crazy market again. And I think you and I would agree it's time for crazy housing markets to go the way of a dodo bird. Let's just try to build the foundation and move forward. And then finally, unemployment. To me, the psychological bar for the Fed is about 4.2. I think it was last reported at 3.7. I don't think the Fed gets interested, excited, moves anything if unemployment stays below 4.2. I think they certainly get interested if unemployment hits 4.5. So there we are, housing 2024. Sellers in panic mode. I saw this article, so you knew I had to click it. It turns out, folks, we were right again. The farther you get from the median home price, the better the deals you can get, the more aggressive sellers are. In fact, according to the article in, I wrote it down, I believe, MoneyWise. This is an article from MoneyWise. Sellers in panic mode. What are they talking about? Ultra luxury homes. These are homes listed at over $20 million. Specifically, if you were in Southern California because of that mansion tax that they sold, which actually is not a mansion tax, it is a commercial real estate tax, which is really tanking activity in Southern California. There are luxury homeowners, such as a gentleman in a mansion waterfront, Manhattan Beach, trying to sell his, I don't know what else to call it, estate, and it is getting no activity. And instead, what he is doing now is he's renting it. Yes, folks, renting a mansion on the beach, Manhattan Beach, for $150,000 a month. That has to be quite the spread. So again, folks, if you happen to be shopping in the luxury market, it doesn't have to be $20 million mansions. Take your area, multiply it by 2 or 3, the median price, you will quickly see where you are. And if you can shop there, you can get a great deal. Right? Disrespectful offers. You've heard Patrick Bet-David talk about penthouses in different parts of Florida where he is writing ridiculously low offers. If you happen to be fortunate, you've saved your money, you've invested your money, you've had an exit, write a crazy offer and see what happens. How about Airbnb Bust? Folks, you and I knew this was coming. You and I have talked about Airbnb being a very big momentum play. There were areas that got saturated with Airbnb can't miss. And you and I have talked about it being a something that is going to hurt a lot of people. Well, folks, there's a house in Joshua Tree that was purchased, all remodeled, ready to go Airbnb, move in at $600,000. It was just resold in November of 2023 for $340,000. Folks, again, we have talked about where the quick, where the uninformed, where the momentum was, is where people will get hurt in real estate. All the brand new syndicators who got all their friends to be LPs and became financial engineers and not operators, they are going to get hurt. and we are hearing about it more and more on the Real Deal. Airbnb. If you went to a market that was flooded because it was can't miss, well, guess what? You missed. I'm not saying Airbnb is bad. I'm just saying when you get a wave of people coming to Joshua Tree and then suddenly people don't want to come, you're going to lose money because you don't have another exit. That $600,000 purchase in 2021 can't become a long-term rental. You would have the monster of all monster alligators chewing on you each and every month. So be careful out there. And then example of my day. Again, I'm so excited to have one rental at a time. I wanted to give you an example of what I'm doing today. At 8 a.m., I will be lucky enough to speak with my friends Dion and the Lumberjack. 8:30, we will be interviewing a brand new real estate investor or a new real estate investor, CJ. 9 o'clock, another new investor named Brian. At 9:30, we will talk to the one and only great Omar. At 10, another brand new investor named Darius. And then maybe, just maybe, if they respond in time, another new investor at 10:30. So folks, if you're a new investor, one rental at a time helped you, you want to share your story, DM me on Instagram, one rental at a time, or send me an email off my website, and we will try to get it scheduled. So folks, have an amazing day. What are these numbers? Folks, you know I have a brand new channel called Best of ORaaT. It's a channel where we post one video a day. We are 540 hours away from qualifying for monetization. If you can do me a favor, go to that channel, watch a couple of videos, that would be great. I posted The Uneducated Economist. Actually brings my, I forgot. The Uneducated Economist was on this channel on Christmas Eve. Simon from Uneducated Economist will be at our Vegas event. He is going to keynote, be the finishing speaker on day one. So Simon, thank you for coming out. You are amazing. You need to watch the Uneducated Economist video. You can find it on this channel, Christmas Eve, or on Best of ORaaT. And you'll talk about credible threats. What are the credible threats for the U.S. economy, the U.S. housing market? Should we be concerned about inflation or deflation? There were so many things that Simon and I discussed in that video. I hope you enjoy it. So again, 540 hours, or 540 more hours, I would appreciate it. And then finally, 35 of you have signed up for the virtual event in Vegas. I don't know why it's not more. You're going to get 21 speakers. You're going to get to interact with us. You're going to get the video after, because I know you won't watch the whole thing on the 17th and 18th, but you will want to watch speakers like the Uneducated Economist, like Sean Cannell, like the Lumberjack, like Millennial Mike, and on and on and on. Folks, buy your ticket today. Save your spot. This will sell out. And then that's all we have got. 35 tickets sold. Some more coming. So again, in link below. Take care of yourself. Have an amazing day. Bye.